Okay, so before I went to Quito, I had several people tell me that Quito is a nice place to visit. However, others told me it is not worth the trip. Some even said there is nothing unique about the city. Well, I have to disagree. As you can see from looking at the landscape, Quito is a beautiful city with amazing views. Plus, I found the people to be very friendly. These are some of the friends that I made. However, they are originally from Venezuela, not Ecuador. But nevertheless, they were very nice and showed me around Quito. Now the parks in Quito are amazing and they are spread out all over the city. I'm not sure if this is a dance or some sort of martial art, but it was very interesting to watch. The thing that stands out about the parks is how well maintained they are. As you can see, they are manicured and there is not much, if any, litter on the ground. Now, I assume the government keeps the parks very safe and clean so the people can bring their families, have a good time, and not have to spend a lot of money. I mean, there are food vendors, but for the most part, the entertainment is free. These parks offer something for people of all ages. This is a workout facility at Parque la Carolina. This is the biggest park in the city, and it is designed so it actually feels like it is two parks in one. I have no idea what this game is called, but these guys are playing with really big steel ball bearings or huge steel marbles. And they were able to use these steelies to hit another player's steely from like 30, 40, maybe 50 feet away. I always had my camera off when they would end up hitting each other, but believe me, they had great eye-hand coordination. This is an area in Old Town which I will talk about later, but you can see how people in Quito enjoy hanging out and socializing at these parks and courtyards. I did not go out at night that often, but the times I did, I had a lot of fun. These are Chiva buses, and many of them would stop in front of Basilica del Voto Nacional. People would get off the bus, take pictures in front of the church, and dance for a while. Anyways, Foch seemed to be the area with the most lively nightlife. A lot of the music that was played was 80s English music or rock en español. One thing that I liked about the area is that a lot of the bars would show sporting events from the United States. Here you can see they aired the Mayweather versus McGregor fight one week, then the next week they had Triple G versus Canelo. There are churches and museums with Catholic artifacts all over the city. One of my favorite churches is Basilica, and I lived about a half a block away from this church for an entire month. One crazy thing was on the exact day, and possibly the same time as the tragic earthquake in Mexico City, I bought this card of Guadalupe. I bought one for myself and one for my friend. I think they were only about 25 cents each. But as many people know, Guadalupe is associated with Mexico or Mexico City. And I just thought it was kind of interesting that for some reason, I bought this card on the exact same day and possibly the same time as the earthquake. Anyway, the churches in Quito are amazing. A lot of them are free to enter, but some of them charge between $2 and $5 to get in. Like I said earlier, I was lucky enough to live about a half a block from Basilica. So every day I would cut through this courtyard because most of the good restaurants were on the other side of the church. Then at night, they would close the church off, so I would have to walk on this sidewalk on the side of the church, and the hill was very steep. Quito is very high and has an elevation of something like 9,350 feet above sea level. Plus, it has a lot of steep hills, so you always feel like you are getting a good workout. In addition to going inside this church, which cost about $2, you could also go to the top of the church, which had a separate entrance fee of $2, but the views from the top are magnificent. As you can see, there are churches all over the city, and every day people are visiting them. They're in and out, looking at the artwork or just saying a prayer. This church is called the Church or Society of Jesus, or Compania de Jesus. This church is decorated in gold and is absolutely amazing. The downside is that they do not let people film or take pictures inside the church. However, you can check out the video with Nicky Jam and Wisin called Si Tu La Ves. It has a lot of footage showing the inside of the church. Another must-see in Quito is the middle of the world. There are at least 2 middle of the world attractions, and they are only about a 3-minute walk apart. Both tell similar stories, but have their own unique feel. So you should definitely check out both of them while you're in the area. I got lucky and went on a perfect day. You can see the views from this place are incredible. They set it up like a little town. It has restaurants, shops, of course a church, and several other exhibits. Like I said, the other middle of the world is just a short walk away. And they tell similar stories about the finding of the middle of the world. And they also have similar setups as far as the inside of the houses and huts to show how the settlers used to live. The 2 locations offer a completely different experience.
Okay, are you ready?
Now this tour guide was great. Here she shows how the water drains straight down, clockwise or counterclockwise,
1,
depending
2, and 3.
on which side of the equator the sink is on.
In the middle, where it goes straight down. And now please, let's go to the south. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, 1, 2, and 3. In the south, where it goes clockwise, like typhoons or cyclones.
Really? Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
And now please, let's go to the north. And now in the north, there goes Hurricane Wiser and Blue Guy.
Wow.
Like Premier's Hurricanes.
Interesting.
And now,
I could not see any trick levers or switches on the sink, so I assume it was 100% legit. Now, Old Town. I started my trip staying next to Parque la Carolina. Then I moved to Foch, or the Foch area, and ended my stay next to Basilica. Now, living next to Carolina had a very contemporary feel. There were newer buildings, restaurants, shopping malls, and it was really felt updated. Foch, of course, had the whole nightlife scene, and living next to Basilica was only a 10-minute walk to Old Town. You could find also pretty much anything you like in Old Town, plenty of restaurants, shops, grocery stores. This was my favorite coffee shop. Right here is the owner. He ran the place with his daughter. His daughter was very friendly and spoke great English, so I spent a lot of time here. This is a cool spiral mall close to Foch Plaza. Anyways, that was my trip to Quito. I had a great time and recommend this place to anyone visiting South America. Anyways, take care and have a great day.